The
high on the
hedge.
menu.
The hedge.
The hedge.
Yes.
And
Just going
Thank
along
you.
with what Bill said, could our new landscaper just at least clean it up so it looks,
When I walked the property with him, I think it was the end of January, beginning of February, I went under those bushes. I
Right.
said, it looks like, okay?
and also you got stuff growing here and
Yeah,
there and
it
everything.
needs to all be ripped out, Helen. So
Yeah, I know,
it could
but
be
could-
cleaned up. The whole entrance should have been ripped out years ago, and at least everybody would have seen it empty. It would all have been done by now. But because of fill in the blank, this is where we're at. So it's clear what needs to be done. So now I'm waiting for a check from River Terrace for their quarterly maintenance. We'll see what we got in the bank, and we'll go from there. So
Great.
if they do not pay, which is what, by the way, we'll bring it up. The River Shores Board agreed, I forgot which meeting, that River Shores used to pay like 9 months in advance, our fees to,
right.
this way we can get the projects going. Right? So how we do it now, and this was what the board agreed to in a prior meeting, was that if the two buildings do not submit their payment, River Shores does not go ahead and deposit so we can get these projects. This is a community, we all share, we all have to step up to the plate. So I'm waiting for that check. If it comes, Riverbend sent their check, and I'm waiting for River Shores. It should be in the mail today or to Monday. River Terrace. No, I got Riverbend paid. They did it automatically. So I sent River Terrace a notice, and we'll see if they pay it. If not, then we'll just hold off. It's just that simple. Where's Callie?
All right, I got one more comment and then I'll be done. We have 3 board members here again. With 1 board member who chronically never shows. So if you people are supposed to be representing us, whether elected or not elected, how about putting the time in? We can put our time in to sit here in the audience and listen to everything, and yet you can have board members that do not come here.
they have
And
lives
if
too.
they have jobs, well, we all have lives, but if you choose to be a board member and you're elected by the people that live here,
Yep.
then you should be present. It should be
Or by
important
phone,
enough.
or by phone,
I'm saying chronic.
or by phone they can be present, is what I was saying.
I'm not hearing you, sorry.
I mean, they can call in and say they're out of, Zoom or something, or on the telephone, we've had that.
Telephone, yeah. They've been, it is what it is. We can't force somebody to show up.
But I did
Well,
know
I'm
that,
I'm talking to the board,
Mhm.
and I'm saying then this should not be allowed. Then the board should be saying something to say that you have members that are gonna put the time in and serve the community. That's what it's all about.
Well, there's an
That's not
assumption
too much
being
to
made.
ask.
There's an assumption being made. Just because they're not physically here does not mean they do not respond to emails or not involved. So they may not physically be here. Jack had an
I'm talking to the
emergency.
board, excuse me.
Okay.
He's on the board.
No, I'm not.
No, he's not.
Oh,
He's a
wrong
paid
board,
employee.
wrong board.
Yeah.
we had a very excellent meeting. Could we table any anger at this point?
That's a good
And
I'm ready
idea.
to adjourn.
Thank you
I'm
for
ready
the
to
Okay,
meeting.
well, does anybody have anything in regard to the agenda? Anything, Patrick? You don't want to say anything? Okay.
I have just one tiny, do you mind?
It's a
One
tiny
quick
question? Okay, we'll,
Very small question. But would you consider possibly having somebody from the board maybe be in charge of some kind of a community group where some of the small things around here that aren't, like gardening, little gardening things, that Steve and Basil don't have time for, and I doubt the landscapers will. Maybe we have a committee of people who want to be happy to go volunteer, fix some of the edging, put in some whatever. I mean, if that's a possibility, it's just an idea.
there you go.
My husband spent a few hours with, by himself, digging up around the meadow. He also bought plants, put the plants in, removed all the
I
junk.
saw that, and
He did all of that on his own.
I did
because
too. The
we
front
see
of
it.
Devon, I went in and I took all the stuff out of the plants, I
And people-
re-edged, and I put some new stones in. But I just don't want to sort of go off and do it and then have somebody say, how dare you do that? You don't have the right to do that. I want to make sure it's okay, that's all.
It's a
I just
simple
wanna make
thing,
things look
Robert.
pretty, that's all I
Robert,
care
it's a
about.
very simple thing. Just come up to the office, kind of give a heads up what you want to do. Because
Okay.
what happened, I'll tell you. I went over to Heather one day, or Steve had said they wanted to do replacement plants. I says, oh, of course. So Steve was there, whatever. And then I went over there and I saw what was done. And I said, I don't live over here. That was my bottom line. So just kind of give an idea, because the truth of the matter is, Robert, this place would look spectacular with a great landscape. I agree. And it was done 25 years ago again. So if you're really interested, it's great getting your mind clear. I get that. Just so we have an idea, I could even discuss it with the board, but just so we know you're not going to put those ugly red things in the middle of the grass and, you know, make it really look like a mushad. You know, I just,
Thank you, and I
Yeah,
take
it's
a
not a
page
big
from
deal.
Fred, who went over and did all that work on the well-appreciated work
Yes.
of the Bougainvillea in that whole area. So I'm inspired by your.
yeah. And if you know somebody else who's willing to do the gardening, you can get with Charlie.
There are other people, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, long as it's not gonna look like that. So
No,
none of us look at
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
I know
it just,
Paul Riley has also done an enormous amount of work.
Can we
Yes.
adjourn? She has to go.
oh, yes,
Absolutely.
okay, yeah, you could go. The meeting's adjourned, but
It's
we'll
adjourned.
answer
Okay.
questions. Oh, good, okay, good.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you.
Great meeting, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.